KUAM TV8, first on Guam.
KUAM News, winner of the 2022 Regional Edward R. Murrow Award for Excellence in Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion for the Culture Club.
KUAM News headlines are presented by Calvo's Insurance, a legacy of trust, serving Micronesia since 1938. Matson, celebrating 25 years of commitment to Guam, Micronesia, and the CNMI. Cars Plus. Cars Plus Finish Line Express is now open at Cars Plus in Mighty. The state-of-the-art car wash is now open 7 days a week from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. McDonald's of Guam. I'm loving it. And King's Restaurant, serving your local breakfast, lunch, and dinner favorites for over 45 years.
Ahead on KUAM News Primetime.
Gas tanker truck runs off the road in Humatak. Local and military first responders showing up at the scene to monitor a propane gas leak. Plus, the latest on the school threat that occurred not once but twice at a local school. The FBI investigation ongoing. The Archdiocese detailing what happens next.
It's added enforcement to prevent drugs, contraband, human trafficking, and invasive species from reaching our shores. I'm Atsuki Hariyama with a look at Guam Customs' new boathouse, a new facility to enhance border protection.
Half a day and good evening, everyone. Welcome to Primetime. I'm Destiny Cruz. Thanks so much for joining us. Nick Delgado has the week off. We lead off with a serious crash reported in Humatak this morning involving a tanker truck carrying propane gas. It happened just before 9:30 a.m. along Route 2, right as you enter the village from Hoggett. Highway Patrol investigators responding after the truck ran off the road into a ravine near the San Dionisio Church. Initial reports indicate the driver was ejected from the truck. No word on the driver's condition. The crash forcing more than a handful of people living in that area to evacuate their homes after authorities reported a propane leak. Hazmat crews with Guam Fire also responded to the scene, confirming the propane leak poses no dangerous health impacts to the community. Humatak Mayor Johnny Kanata.
As for that area, that road, people have to respect that road coming down that hill to entering our village, because it's really on the turn, especially when it rains, slippery. And you could either, I was just telling the fire department, there's two silver cars that just went in, overturned there. Mm-hmm. Just last couple of weeks. On the right side, not the left side. Mm-hmm. Now this time, it's on the left side. Mm-hmm. So they just have to respect the road as they come down from that turn.
The crash resulted in major traffic delays, authorities closing the road during their investigation. While there are 9 days left to sign the federal lease for Eagles Field, the administration's preferred site for the billion-dollar medical campus. With the deadline fast approaching, the governor says she's still working to resolve the Attorney General's concerns. Nestor Lecanto with an update.
AG Doug Moylan announced last week that he found several legal issues with the lease and therefore couldn't sign it. But the governor says she has not given up.
I will not allow an opportunity of a lifetime to go past us, and that is, of course, having 112 acres of prime federal property leased to us at no cost still. I still maintain that. So we're reviewing still the opinion and see what ways we can do to try and meet the deadline.
AG Moylan had two main concerns: the lack of legislative review and approval of future project funding, and the prospect of the military taking over the hospital during national emergencies. The governor hasn't offered details of how she will address those, but has said she doesn't see them as impediments that can't be resolved. And even with Admiral Benjamin Nicholson's April 14 deadline looming, Leon Guerrero hasn't asked for more time.
We're not communicating anything with the Admiral on that issue. We're just trying to work with the AG and how we can make it happen.
But if it doesn't happen, the governor isn't considering any alternate sites at this time.
We have vetted those out, which to me was not very adequate for our hospital and our medical complex. So that I am just focusing all of my energy now for this piece of property.
The Admiral has said if they don't come to terms on the lease, the Navy will use the land for other mission-critical requirements. Nestor Lecanto, KUAM News.
Speaker Therese Terlahi welcomed the AG's opinion, saying it confirms that the lease is not enforceable without legislative approval. She pledged that senators will roll up their sleeves and work with the administration to move forward with building a new hospital with all urgency. We reached out to Terlahi for further comment on her position, but she had not responded as of news time. Now to a follow-up on those two threats reported at a local school. Are federal and local authorities closer to finding a suspect? Officials are not yet ready to say. For now, St. Anthony Catholic School officials are ramping up security measures before students return to the classroom next week.
The Archdiocese of Agana is determined to find out whoever is responsible for threatening violence to St. Anthony Catholic School twice last week. Concern erupting within the Raiders community almost a week ago. Back-to-back threats made in the form of a note found on campus and another on social media. Tony Diaz is the communications director of the Archdiocese of Agana.
There was no actual violence that occurred. No weapons were found. And the school took proper protocols.
As we reported, officials wasted no time taking action, canceling 2 days of classes. Now the Guam Police Department and the FBI are investigating, as students are off this Holy Week. Meantime, the Archdiocese is unable to confirm if they believe the threats were made by a student. But Diaz warns actions like this come with serious consequences.
Everyone from youth to adults need to understand that what you post on social media, whether it's a joke, whether it's real, whether it's spur of the moment, can have major consequences for you.
Since the threat, the school continues to work at enhancing safety measures with its contracted private security company. While school is out, the campus also remains locked with camera surveillance and support staff regularly checking the property.
All our schools have received training and continue to receive training, and even years ago began to establish their emergency protocols covering from everything from typhoons and earthquakes, and then the reality of today is active shooter threats.
He adds they are working on a process to better streamline communication with parents, the media, and the community at large.
Determined is a good word in the sense of our community, the spiritual community, the church. We're not only determined, but we pray. We pray for that we will be able to resolve this situation.
Former President Donald Trump speaking just hours after pleading not guilty to criminal charges, saying he never thought anything like this could happen in America. Alice Barr reports from Washington.
Former President Trump once again holding court at his Mar-a-Lago estate after an historic day in a courtroom in Manhattan.
I never thought anything like this could happen in America.
The former president and 2024 candidate defiant about the 34 felony counts of falsifying business records leveled against him.
There is no case. There's no case.
The speech before a cheering crowd, a sharp departure from Mr. Trump's afternoon being fingerprinted and appearing stone-faced before a judge, pleading not guilty over his alleged role in a scheme involving hush money payments to 2 women leading up to the 2016 election. Prosecutors laying out, quote, an unlawful plan to identify and suppress negative information that could have undermined his campaign.
We cannot and will not normalize serious criminal conduct. The defendant repeatedly made false statements on New York business records.
The Trump legal team calling it political persecution.
If this man's name was not Donald J. Trump, there is no scenario we'd all be here today. Please understand that based on these charges.
Charges dividing America with clashes on display outside the courtroom. The one-time commander-in-chief, now a criminal defendant and a presidential candidate once again in a campaign clouded by legal controversy.
How does the Guam Department of Education verify the criminal history of the people they hire? That's what Senators Joanne Brown and Tello Taidagui hope to find out, requesting for an oversight hearing with Guam DOE. The request comes after the recent arrest of the Upi Elementary School teacher Miles Regis Washington. Regis allegedly followed young boys into the school bathroom and molested them. Similar allegations were filed against him in 2018. Education Oversight Chair Senator Chris Barnett says a hearing will happen within the month. Barnett confirming Guam police dropped the ball, telling the senator police never investigated the 2018 complaint. The senator is saying it is disappointing and disgusting to know that an investigation into the initial complaint could have prevented any further abuse and assault from happening. Not following up on complaints and not investigating complaints is failing our children and their families, especially because it takes a great deal of courage and strength for victims to come forward. Former mixed martial arts fighter Roman Alvarez is back in court trying to get his case tossed. Alvarez appearing before presiding Judge Alberto Tolentino. Defense arguing prosecutors failed to show certain evidence to the grand jury who handed down the indictment against Alvarez. A defense motion contends castle doctrine law because Alvarez was inside his car at the time he hit the victim with his car. Defense also arguing he was defending himself from being attacked. The alleged victim is also testifying. Alvarez, who is facing attempted murder and aggravated assault charges in connection to the February 2022 fight at a Tumon nightclub, is back in court Thursday afternoon. And we've got more news in a moment, but first, did you know you can watch our exclusive local channel right now on Peacock by visiting peacocktv.com/local. We've got that QR code for you on your screen as well. Keep it here to KUAM.
Watch KUAM TV 8 live on Peacock. Check out our live channel NBC shows, live sports original programming, movies, plus so much more. Visit peacocktv.com/local or download the app and subscribe today.
The wait is over, Guam. The all-new state-of-the-art car wash is now open at Cars Plus. Introducing Finish Line Express, open 7 days a week. The all-new cashless drive-through car wash is also the largest car wash on island that can accommodate vehicles such as lifted Jeeps and full-size pickup trucks. Just roll up, pick a wash, insert credit card, or show your EverWash app and roll through. Plus, power vacuums are available to clean the interior. Show your vehicle some love today at the all-new car wash at Cars Plus in Mighty. Open from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. 7 days a week.
Honey, do you want some milk?
Do you ever wonder how your favorite products make their way into your local stores? Most arrive on state-of-the-art Matson vessels that transport containers of food, household items, equipment, and supplies into the islands every week. Because we know that you depend on us, we work closely with our partners to ensure that our shipments arrive on time, all the time, so you can find your favorite products when you need them. We transport the region's most precious cargo that supports successful businesses and promotes a better quality of life for our families. Matson is proud to have been the hometown shipping carrier for Guam, the CNMI, and Micronesia for the past 25 years, and you can count on us to be here for generations to come.
What you need to know from the Northern Marianas. Follow KUAM CNMI on Instagram for the latest regional headlines.
Welcome back to Primetime. Pounds of meth, cocaine, and other drugs confiscated by local authorities just in the first quarter of the year. Guam Customs and Quarantine Agency today unveiling a new facility to help enhance border security and prevent drugs, contraband, and more from entering our shores. Mitsuki Hirayama has the story.
More than 15 pounds of drugs were seized at our borders in the past 3 months alone.
Since January, we've managed to seize over 15 pounds of ice so far, a pound of cocaine, and we're analyzing some of the pills that were imported last week.
Guam Customs and Quarantine Agency Director Ike Pareto saying those seizures are still under investigation. Pareto declined to confirm if any arrests have been made related to the drug finds, but he says a new boathouse at the Port Authority of Guam will help them intercept contraband and stop illegal activities in our waters.
This boathouse provides MITF section and our partners with a facility to plan operations, house and pre-position marine equipment and strategic positions that resources for quickly deployment for water operations in the harbors and towards the southern and eastern portions of our island.
A ribbon-cutting ceremony unveiling the new facility at the Port Authority's seaplane ramp earlier today. This ceremony comes a year after foreign nationals snuck into Guam undetected.
Since our last interception of Chinese incursion, we haven't seen any Chinese coming in, and of course it's because we have managed to arrest the operators that were doing these illegal activities.
Paredo adding the boathouse will further assist the agency to secure the borders.
Because now they have better equipment. Being down here, we have the boat ramp, and anytime that they need to respond to any issues with illegal activities, they can just launch their boat from here and move and look for the perpetrator.
Fully funded by the U.S. Department of Commerce and the National Oceanic Atmospheric Administration, the two-story building will house Guam Customs Maritime Interdiction Task Force, Port Police, and NOAA law enforcement officers.
It's really all about location, officials say. With this new facility at the port and so close to the water, authorities are better equipped to immediately respond on this part of the island whenever called on. Mitsuki Hirayama, KUAM News.
Thanks, Suki. Well, in other news, the Commonwealth Bureau of Military Affairs says that the military's footprint in fiscal year 2022 alone has meant 205 training exercises and over 2,000 support visits in the Northern Marianas. Regional correspondent Tomas Manglotnia reports on the growing calls for more military business up north.
We need to step up. If the local businesses are not able or prepared to contract with the federal government, they'll end up outsourcing it to firms in Guam or even the mainland U.S.
The CNMI is aggressively pivoting to become a military economy.
We've already expressed desire for more opportunities in the island of Rota and on Saipan. We've already submitted applications to the Navy and requests for more port visits. What else? More training exercises are going to happen north of Saipan in Marpi.
The Commonwealth Bureau of Military Affairs sharing at a Saipan Chamber of Commerce meeting that the military's footprint in fiscal year 2022 alone has meant 205 training exercises and over 2,000 support visits in the NMI, with a major divert airfield being built on Tinian. But what the military is doing on their off time is what some businesses are focused on.
I know that there's a lot of reservations about military. When someone hears military, they thought, oh, we're going to bomb the crap out of Pagan. That's not true. The military has already stopped pursuing that issue. What we're trying to do now is to try to facilitate. The governor and the lieutenant governor are more concerned about the economy. And how we're trying to pursue this is through staycation packages.
It's a sign of the times with the new administration's pivot away from the China market. The increased training comes with increasing concerns.
With increased training comes increased impact and threats to our water sources, as well as noise pollution.
The Bureau says the governor will prioritize the environment too, and the expected business boom has also led to calls for locally led growth to decrease reliance on outsourcing.
If it were to change, I would like some of you, my brothers and sisters, my cousins from Saipan or Rota or even Guam, to please join me in the massive change that is about to occur, so that we can retain our culture, retain our history.
Tomas Manglotnia, KUAM News, Saipan.
Building futures, that's what Guam Trades Academy students are doing. The Trades Academy awarding 15 Guam Department of Education students with level completion certificates today in season. 30 scholarships were awarded to the GCA Trade Academy. Governor Lou Leon Guerrero and GDOE Acting Superintendent Judy Wanpat joining officials in honoring them today. Wanpat putting out a call for GDOE's upcoming job fair on the 21st, which seeks to fill facilities and maintenance positions specifically. A call to help fix the island schools that are home to students like Ariel Cruz, who is a senior at Season High and also an aspiring trade worker. She received acknowledgement for construction site safety.
really empowering to me, and I love how like the other girls are also putting in the work, because it goes to show that just women can do everything else too.
That's right, Ariel. Women can do anything. Congratulations to all of you on this milestone. Well, if you're looking to get your GED, it may cost you a little more. The Guam Community College is holding public hearings starting tomorrow to speak out on the increase in fees for general educational development. GCC spokesperson John De La Rosa telling us the increase was not initiated by the college itself, adding that because GED is a national organization, when its fee goes up, GCC must consider the increase as well. Officials say the last time the GED fees went up was in 2015. Testimony can be given during the hearing set for this Thursday and Friday from 3 p.m. to 4 p.m. at the GCC Anthony A. Leon Guerrero Allied Health Building, room 3108. We've also got the link for those who want to join virtually. Just go to this story on KUAM.com. While runners are ready to hit their marks, many already registered for the Guam Visitors Bureau's Coco Road Race and Coco Kids Fun Run Guam. The event is back in person after being paused during the pandemic. The race is divided into 2 categories over 2 days. Race director Manny Hechinova says about 400 kids have signed up for the fun run and more than 300 for the road race.
Always looking for ways to bring in new runners and to get the kids interested in running, just to be outside, away from the electronics, away from the pandemic isolation, just to bring them outside and to help them build those social skills, those social relationships, and make new friends and reestablish connections with old friends.
And as part of the tourism strategic plan, online registration also gives runners from off-island and of all ages a chance to participate in the event as well. Craig Camacho, GVB Community Development Officer. The Coco Kid Fun Run will be on April 15th, Saturday, and the Coco Road Race on Sunday, April 16th at the Governor Joseph Flores Memorial Park, aka Ipoh Beach. It all gets going in front of the GVB office in Tumon, and there's still time to join the fun. Register online at visitguam.com/coco. All right, and now for a look at your world at home. Here's a view captured at Asen Park today from Pete Potsu Anderson. Check out those waves. Enjoy this and your fill of Chamorro music right now on Isla Digital Radio. Just head over to KUAM.com.
Memphis magahin na sinenti Esti pagu se senti
Mickey D's McCrispy, formerly known as the Crispy Chicken Sandwich, now has some respect on his name. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Real talk. The Spicy Crispy Chicken Sandwich should have been named Spicy McCrispy from jump. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Don't need a work break, keep the smile on your face. The moments you can't replay, and I'll be around. Whoa. You can count on me. You can count on me for life.
Wherever life takes you, we're always here for you. Calvo's Insurance. Count on us for life.
KUAM Sports is brought to you by Docomo Pacific. Better together.
She shoots, she scores. Welcome to KUAM Sports. Let's check in with our partners at Clutch Guam. Here's the final score. and we'll be right back.
Only Pizza Hut lets you surround your favorite pizza with greatness. The one and only stuffed crust pizza tempts your taste buds with melted cheese stuffed inside that amazing crust. And at just $18.99 with one topping, the stuffed crust pizza is truly irresistible. So grab your slice of pizza perfection with cheesy goodness baked right into the crust. The stuffed crust pizza, just $18.99 with one topping. Only at Pizza Hut, the island's best.
Now for the latest and upcoming events happening on island. Let's check in with our Jason Salas, who has today's News Bites.
Hey everybody, here's News Bites. What is happening around the island today? TECO and GVB are co-organizing a Earth Day beach cleanup on April the 22nd at Ipao Beach in Tumon. Coffee, gloves, trash bags, and water will be provided. Also souvenirs for the first 250 people. Residents, farmers, and gardeners with a passion for peppers, and who among us does not have that, will have an opportunity to expand knowledge on April 15th. The Beginning Farmer and Rancher Development Program at UOG's Western Pacific Tropical Research Center is hosting a free workshop from 9 to noon at UOG's Agriculture and Science Life Building. Speaking of agriculture, are you a farmer or rancher wanting to participate in FSA programs? Well, we have good news. You can stop by Chamorro Village on April 6th at 6 p.m. for a discussion on a variety of topics, including new farm programs, emergency relief, and farm loans. And finally, the youth of Manilao United and the Mayor's Council of Guam are taking it upon themselves to hold a clothing drive from April 4th through the 18th. Donations can be dropped off at the Chalampago Ordet, Manilao, and Sinanya Mayor's offices. Donations will be distributed at the upcoming Passport to Services event on April 21st. That is what's going on in News Bites. We are the hotspot each and every day at 11 a.m.
All right, now for your Cold Stone Creamery Birthday Club shout-out submitted on KUAM.com.
Wednesday birthdays on the 5th of April. Happy birthday to Dre Thompson. Dre, man, we've known Dre for a long time here at KUAM. He formerly interned with us. Really, really nice guy. Genuine, super cool guy. He's a good soul. Dre, we hope you have a fantastic birthday, man, and have a good one. Jennifer Leongura Mendiola is also blowing out the candles today, and happy birthday to Jennifer. Best wishes to you. Happy birthday also to Becky Lynn Gumatautau. And happy birthday to Jeff Rapola. Have a, let me get this right, happy celebration from your Guam familia. Man, 4 really nice people. And you know what? If you see them out today, or even if you send them a DM and wish them happy birthday, because they deserve it, because they're awesome.
And that's your Primetime Show. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Destiny Cruz. Stay safe and have a great night.
KUAM News Hotspot is brought to you by Calvo Enterprises, Inc.
All right, hello and Hafide. Welcome everybody to the Hotspot Season 2 Electric Boogaloo. We hope you are enjoying your day today. It is Wednesday. We have some exciting news for you, so let's get right into it with your menu. Nihi Indigenous Media is partnering with KUAM to bring you original content for kids and families with Nihids and KUAM. We're going to head up to Saipan, where Tomas has regional headlines, and we are checking in with our friend Jess Rosario at the Boca Box to tell you how to count your calories, and another round of News Bites. But first off, kicking off today and every Wednesday for the foreseeable future on the Hotspot, Nihids and KUAM is brought to you by our friends at Nihi Indigenous Media, who we've partnered with to bring you a host of original content for kids and families. It's Nihids and KUAM. And today's feature, we pull from the series with Eat With Your Ancestors, and we hope you enjoy. Nihi Zen KUAM.
How did you get so smart? I don't know. Got it from your mom. Half a day in Anhu Sikela Sablan, Ginana Saipansu, Sani Layuesti in Anya C.
Rufo. Ngasalelia. My name is Swani, and this is my daughter, Marley Ann.
Hi.
and we're from Ponape.
Hello, my name is Regina, and this is my nephew, Jared.
Hi.
And we are from Fais and Outer Island of Yap. Today, we're going to talk about banana.
Do you know how to say banana in our language?
Ooch.
Ooch.
Good job. Do you like banana?
Yes, I do. It's very delicious, and top it off is very healthy.
What do you think it helps?
It helps your body.
Do you know which part of your body?
My tummy.
Your tummy, good. You know what's in your tummy?
Yeah.
Your digestive system.
I also heard it's good to eat after you exercise. It helps your body recover.
In our islands, we have a huge variety of bananas, and it's a staple food all across Micronesia.
We always had bananas, and that's what our ancestors used to eat. Not just you, not just me, but even grandma and grandpa, and their grandma and grandpa, and long, long time ago.
Today, I brought ooch ikik.
What is the process of making it?
You peel the skin, and then you take out the banana. You grate it in a bowl, and then you put a little copra that you will squeeze, and then add a little brown sugar, and then you mix it all, and then you put it back into the skin, and then you put it in boiling water.
Oh.
We call this ujkil. With the skin on it, throw it in water, and then boil it. That's all. Then afterward, you peel it off, and this is how it looks. And when you bite into it, it melts in your mouth.
In Chamorro, we refer to this one as the Manila bananas.
Why do they call it Manila banana?
Manila banana, because that's where it came from. Remember how you saw Mommy on that boat during the movie in the museum?
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's how our ancestors used to travel. And so people from Manila or the Philippines, they would bring stuff like the banana.
Would you like to taste it?
Sure.
Come on, let's try it and see.
Go ahead. You can get the first bite. That's a big bite.
How does it taste?
It tastes good.
How's the texture?
Like solid and then mushy at the same time.
Yeah, I taste the banana, and there's also something else I taste. It's not too sweet, which is good.
What do you taste?
It tastes like a watermelon.
You said it wasn't too sweet. It was prepared that way so that you can have it with fish.
Oh.
If it was too sweet, then it's like having cake with fish. How would you do that?
That wouldn't taste good.
Well, when I was little, my brothers and we used to steal the bananas from the pala pala. That's the porch at my mom's house. And Grandma would come home because she would wait for all of it to be yellow. And every time like the bottoms would get yellow, we would just take it. And then my brothers would cut the bottom. And then she would never know until it got like halfway. Then she's like, somebody's been taking the bananas.
This is my first time trying this dish. Do you remember your first time trying it?
I was probably maybe 10 or younger. And I had it with my grandmother.
Oh.
Actually, I joined her preparing this dish and different ways of cooking bananas. Because we had so many bananas around the house.
When my mom taught me how to cook this, at that time I thought that, oh my gosh, why do I have to do this? Do I need to do this? But then now, looking back, I'm very grateful that she taught me. There are certain times that I crave for a certain local food, and I'm able to do it because she taught me. So don't you think that it's time for us to do some project by cooking local food?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so too.
Thank you for sharing your food and stories with me today.
You're welcome.
Thank you for making this dish, Auntie. I learned a lot.
You're welcome. And one day we'll make it together.
Of course.
Like and subscribe down below for more episodes on Nihi's YouTube.
Nihi!
Nihi Zen KUAM. I don't know whose voice that was at the end, but that guy's good. All right, all joking aside, Nihi is awesome. I've been a fan of theirs since day one. They really big shout out to the crew over there for putting that together. We want to tell you that Nihi, they have it all the way to their core. They really promote stewardship of our islands and oceans while celebrating our indigenous cultural connections through their very distinct style of storytelling, as you saw there on a wonderful display and production. Remember, that's every Wednesday right here on the Hotspot, and you can find it also on our social media. Congratulations once again. All right, regional headlines now. The Chamber of Commerce is hosting a meeting about the military industry up in Saipan. Tomas Manglon is our man up in the CNMI, and we are going to go to him now live for the very latest. Hi, Tomas.
Hafide, Jason, yes, Tomas Manglona here at the Crown Plaza Resort on Saipan, where we're just moments away from the monthly Chamber of Commerce meeting, and we're so grateful to have a bit of a moment with the president of the Chamber of Commerce here, Joe Guerrero. Joe, today the focus is on the military, so can you tell us who your speakers are today?
Yeah, thank you, Tomas. So we're pleased to have Danny Aquino, who's the Special Assistant of the CNMI Governor, representing the Commonwealth Bureau of Military Affairs. We're also pleased to have Tinian Chamber of Commerce President Philip Mendiola Long, who will also be talking about some of the military activities and plans on Tinian.
All right, and so what are you hoping to hear? Because obviously the military is not new to our region, but there does appear to be a bit of an increase both in presence and interest, especially by this government, to involve the military in business here because of the lack of tourists visiting. So what are you hoping to hear? What kind of insight do you want to get from these speakers today?
We've been the chamber has been working for the past several years with the CNMI administration, but COVID sort of took over a little bit and delayed things. But this year particularly, and the years forward, one of the chamber's priorities is to engage the military in terms of doing business, and so we're hoping to hear or have our members learn of ways to prepare themselves to be a contractor, a subcontractor, and just provide the general services. From what we understand, the military buys anything and everything. They operate like a business, so there's no product or service that will not be needed in some form or fashion by the military. And so we just hope to engage and prepare our members.
All right, and I know that Joint Region Marianas was here just a few days ago for their MWR program, and that was something the Chamber also co-hosted. So this is part of that effort, right?
Yes, exactly, and so we're pleased for the MWR to partner with the Chamber in that effort. So we look forward to visits by military families in the coming months and years. But the bigger picture here is the contracting for services and supplies that the military will need as they engage out here in the Marianas more so than before.
Right. I know for MWR the focus was kind of recreation with the families. A different type of tourists coming to the island is how they put it. But you're talking about services and contracts. Can you just elaborate on what that means?
Sure. The Bureau of Military Affairs is working with us and has shared that we need to step up. If the local businesses are not able or prepared to contract with the federal government, they'll end up outsourcing it to firms in Guam or even the mainland U.S. And so, of course, we're all one American family, but we hope that we'll be better prepared to take advantage of business opportunities at the local level. And so this is one way, and this is not a one-time effort. This is an ongoing process. There'll be more activities geared towards preparing our businesses to seek out business opportunities.
All right, Joe. Well, we're going to be here staying for that talk by the Bureau of Military Affairs and from the Chamber on Tinian. And, of course, we'll have the full report on KUAM.com. Back to you, Jason.
All right, please stay tuned. After the break, we are counting calories with the Boca Box.
Guam's auto appearance specialist, Elegant Reflections, has been providing the automotive industry with professional detailing and car care products at its highest quality, from complete detailing, full interior detailing, exterior detailing, headlamp restoration, hand washing, seat and carpet shampoo, engine degreasing, undercarriage cleaning, paint sealant, fabric protection, paint oxidation removal, and so much more. Visit us at our new location. Call 646-5555 for an appointment. Elegant Reflections, Guam's auto appearance specialist, over 20 years of experience.
We're keeping you in the know with everything health and wellness every week on Health Check during KUAM News Hotspot. Stay up to date with the latest health news. Learn body and soul. Watch Health Check Tuesdays on KUAM News Hotspot at 11 a.m. on KUAM TV8 and streaming on our digital platforms. Health Check is presented to you by the Medical City.
Watch Mariana's artists, activists, and visionaries and their quest to protect, preserve, and promote our Chamorro culture on the Culture Club, a weekly feature on KUAM News digital platform and the KUAM News Weekend Edition.
Culture Club, brought to you by Hanum, the freshest bottled water made in Guam.
Did someone say free cake? You can win a Cold Stone Creamery ice cream cake every Friday for your birthday celebrants. Birthdays deserve to be celebrated, so let us share your celebratory shoutouts on the Cold Stone Creamery Birthday Club. Recognize friends, family, or loved ones by registering them on their special day. You can include names, photos, a birthday, and a special message to Birthday Club at KUAM.com by noon on weekends and noon on Friday for weekend birthday shoutouts. Watch your dedications weekdays on the Cold Stone Creamery Birthday Club on KUAM News Primetime and the social media channels of KUAM Communications. The Birthday Club is presented by KUAM Communications and Cold Stone Creamery. All right, everybody, because it is Wednesday, that means we are going to go back downtown where Jess Rosario is standing by at his office over at the Boca Box. They're always helping you eat healthy, and today he is talking about counting calories. Jess, I'm ready with notes.
Hey, how's it going, Guam? This is Jeff Rosario. Welcome back to the hot spot at the Boca Box. I am the owner and nutrition professional here, and we are going to talk about counting calories. I am on day 3 of the Choose Health 21-day challenge. And this challenge, like I mentioned last week, was all about trying to get back to being healthy, trying to change my body so that it looks better. Right? That's all. That's what a lot of people want. And so I put out this challenge last week. It started Monday, and we're going on day 3 just to make sure that we're keeping track of our health. The first rule of the challenge was to track our calories daily. Now that's a hard thing to do when we're looking at food because a lot of us don't count calories. A lot of us are not used to trying to look at food and see how much calories it is. Now, basic nutrition or counting calories 101 is that calories are a unit of measure that tells us how much energy food gives us. So everything that we eat typically will give us energy. Now, how much energy, that depends. If we break down food into 3 macronutrients, we're going to get carbohydrates, proteins, and fat. Now, per gram of carbohydrates, you're going to get 4 grams or 4 calories. For 1 gram of protein, you're going to get 4 calories. For 1 gram of fat, you're going to get 9 calories. So usually the thinking is, oh, if I want to cut down my calories, I'm going to lessen the fat just because you get more calories from fat than you do the other macronutrients. But with the challenge, we're only concerned about looking at our calories because for me that's been the first step in identifying how much food we need for the day or how much food we need in our meals. One of the biggest things that people tend to not do when they're eating is they don't look at their food. So this is a good way for us to really look at what we're eating and make sure that we're not overeating or we're not undereating, right? It also gives us a sense of some sort of base of, okay, if I'm going to eat a cup of broccoli, I'm going to eat this amount of calories. That's only going to give me maybe 60 calories or so. Broccoli is not very calorie rich, but it's very nutrient rich, which is what we're going for. If I'm going to eat potatoes, if I'm going to eat a half cup of potatoes, that's going to give me 100 something calories, right? So we want to be cognizant about the amount of calories that food gives us. And yes, counting calories is very tedious, but there are easier ways to do that than to just do it manually. I use an app called My Plate by Livestrong. And I use that app because for me, the database is good. I've been using it for over 10 years. And it's always a good way for me to go back to looking at food and looking at the amount of energy that it gives me. Now, once we get the app, we can start logging in. Okay, I'm going to eat 6 ounces of pasta. I'm going to eat a cup of broccoli. I'm going to eat 6 ounces of kombucha, right? And it's going to pump out the calories for you. But the one thing that we need to kind of understand too is that although we're looking at calories, we also have to look at portion size, because portion size matters. Now here at the Boca Box, we do a couple things. We use food scales like this, where we're going to weigh our meat. We're going to make sure that we're getting so-and-so amount of grams for steak, or we're going to say we're going to give 6 to 8 ounces of steak, and we use the scale as our basis for that. And that helps me to then put it into my system so that I can then calculate the macros and I can calculate the calories for the meal. The other thing that we do, which is very, but I mean, like if you use food scales, it gets very hard, or it gets very tedious to do. And, you know, you don't want to be carrying a scale around all the time. One of the things that we like to do here is we use measuring cups just to portion size everything. That way we can tell, okay, and we can be consistent with the amount of portions that we're giving. So we'll give a cup of broccoli with every single one, so we're making sure that we're consistent with the serving size, or maybe half cup of kombucha, so that we're making sure we're getting the needed amount of calories that we need for this meal. Look at your portion sizes. Look at ways to do that. Once you get efficient at understanding, oh, okay, I know that this is 6 ounces, or I know this is half cup, then you can get rid of all of this. I've gotten to the point already doing this for years at DOE when I was looking at the kids' lunches and looking at the portion sizes. I got used to what 6 ounces of meat looks like. I got used to looking at what half a cup of salad or 1 cup of salad looked like. Because then I trained myself to do that. And the whole point of the first rule for this 21-day challenge in tracking your calories is just that. To make sure that you are aware and you're cognizant of how much you're eating, so that when you're putting your plate for lunch or for dinner, you know, oh, I should only be eating half a cup of rice, and this is what half a cup of rice looks like. Boom, you put it on your plate and you're good to go. Or you're looking at, oh, there's chicken at the party. I don't have a scale, I don't have measuring cups, but I'm able to eyeball it because I've already done my research. I've already got used to looking at the portions for half a cup or 6 ounces of meat, and I can then monitor my portions. That goes a long way for us when, like I said, when we're going to parties or we're eating out, there's always tendency to overeat. And when our plates are made for us, like at a restaurant or something, again, we don't tend to look at the food in its entirety, and we don't look at the food as portion sizes. So we want to be able to look at our food, be aware, really look at our food. How much rice am I eating? How much vegetables am I eating? How much protein am I eating? What is this going to do for me? How much calories am I going to eat just by looking at this plate, right? With this meal, here at the Boca Box, this is basa, broccoli, and kombucha. This meal itself is around, I want to say 500 calories, just because you're going to get the kombucha, the broccoli, the basa, and a little bit, we put a little bit of olive oil on that and butter just to up the fat, but also to up the calories, because we're trying to hit with this meal, trying to hit between 500 and 600 calories. So always look at that. Always look at what is on your plate. And if you're serving yourself, always use some sort of measurement so that we can keep track of the amount of food that you're eating. Now, this 21-day challenge is going, it started Monday, but it's going to go for a while, all the way till about April 23rd. If you're interested, follow me on Instagram at Choose Health. That is CHOS.health. And I'll be putting up things like how to count your calories, how to make sure you're getting your workouts in daily, how to make sure you're getting sleep in daily. The other challenges is how to stay away from junk food and processed food and fast food. I've been doing a lot of cooking, and I've been posting that as well. And then the last one is how to stay away from alcohol, which, I mean, it's day 3, but it's already been very hard for me, because at the end of the day, we want to be able to, relax with the family, sit down and watch some TV and just unwind after the day. But the 21-day challenge is set for you guys so that you can take control of your health, take that back, and be healthy for the long run. Easter's coming up. So, again, take these tips with you. Learn how to portion size everything that you're putting on your plate. Now, just one tip for Easter, right? We don't want to overeat, but we want to enjoy ourselves. So we want to be able to tell ourselves, okay, if I'm going to eat on Easter, I want to have smaller portions of everything rather than loading my plate up with a lot of stuff and then overeating and then feeling guilty about it come Monday. So don't worry about it. We're all going to spend time with family. We're all going to be at parties this weekend. So enjoy yourself. Enjoy your Easter holiday. Enjoy the food that's there. Everything is good. Too much of anything is bad for us. So take that into account. Remember that and enjoy your Easter. If you are interested, again, if you're interested in doing the 21-day challenge, message me on Instagram at either the Boca Box or on Choose Health, and we'll get you started and see how I can help you to change your health, take your health back, and change the way your body looks so that you feel better about yourself and you look better. This is Jesse from the Boca Box. I'll see you next week on the Hotspot.
All right, Jess, my friend, appreciate it as always, man, and happy Easter to you and your team down there at the Boca Box. Good people doing good work here on our good community. All right, when we return, News Bites, so we will tell you what's happening all over the island.
Get up-to-the-minute news, plus access to alerts, streaming radio, promotions, and more on your mobile device by downloading the KUAM News mobile app, available at the App Store now.
Catch KUAM News Hotspot, a multi-platform news program broadcasting and streaming at 11 a.m. on KUAM TV8 Tuesdays through Fridays, with rebroadcasting at 3:30 p.m., as well as live streaming globally on our Facebook Live and YouTube digital platforms. Jason Solis features a blend of local, national, and regional news, plus lifestyle and entertainment features and extended interviews with top newsmakers.
KUAM News Hotspot is brought to you by Calvo Enterprises, Inc.
The One Micronesia Show, Sundays on the stations and digital platforms of KUAM Communications. Join me, Victoria Spahn, for one-on-one interviews with Micronesians in our region and around the world doing amazing things and representing our community. Plus, I'll be sharing different looks at our diverse cultures, languages, food, and much more. And as a special treat and a way to end the show, we're hooking you up with a musical performance every month with a One Mic Jam Sesh, sharing music from all over the Micronesian region. It's sharing our common world because we are one Micronesia.
If you were wondering if you have a question about what is happening on island, I have the answer. And that's why we put News Bites together, just to let you know. All right, first up, TECO and the Guam Visitors Bureau are co-organizing an Earth Day beach cleanup event. Remember, in the month of April, we take care of Mother Earth. It happens at 8 a.m. on April the 22nd at Ipao Beach in Tuman. Coffee, gloves, trash bags, and water will be provided. Coffee, probably most important among those. Also, souvenirs will be passed out for the first 250 people. Please bring your kids. It's wonderful for parents and kids to do some multi-generational effort to take care of our island. All right. Residents, farmers, and gardeners in other news with a passion for peppers will have an opportunity to expand their knowledge on April 15th, which is a Saturday. The Beginning Farmer and Rancher Development Program at UOG's Western Pacific Tropical Research Center is hosting a pepper production workshop, and it is free from 9 a.m. to noon at UOG's Agriculture and Life Sciences building in room 127, as you see there on the poster. Speaking of agriculture things, are you a farmer or a rancher? Are you a lanchero? If you are wanting to participate in FSA programs, I know some of the guys in the back are. Stop by the Chamorro Village on Thursday, April 6 at 6 p.m. for a discussion on a variety of topics. These include new farm initiatives, emergency relief programs, and farm loans. Shout out to all of our friends who are involved in agriculture. You guys are awesome. And also, speaking of awesome people, the Youth of Manilao United organization, as well as the Mayor's Council of Guam, are holding a clothing drive from April 4th, so it means that it already started, until the 18th from 8 to 5, Monday through Fridays. Donations may be dropped off at the village mayor's offices for Chalampago, Ordet, Manilao, and Sinanya. Donations will be distributed at the upcoming Passport to Services event, and that happens on April the 21st. Please, if you have any sort of extra clothing, make sure to drop that off and really help some people who need it right now. All right, please stay tuned because when we come back, we wrap up the show on the Hotspot.
The wait is over, Guam. The all-new state-of-the-art car wash is now open at Cars Plus. Introducing Finish Line Express, open 7 days a week. The all-new cashless drive-through car wash is also the largest car wash on island that can accommodate vehicles such as lifted Jeeps and full-size pickup trucks. Just roll up, pick a wash, insert credit card, or show your EverWash app and roll through. Plus, power vacuums are available to clean the interior. Show your vehicle some love today at the all-new car wash at Cars Plus in MIT. Open from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. 7 days a week.
Local Music Mashup. For the first 3 Thursdays of every month, sit back, relax, and vibe out as we showcase Guam's local talent through their video submissions. Tune in for Local Music Mashup on KUAM TV8 at 6:30 p.m. and TV11 at 7:30 p.m. Or catch it on KUAM digital platforms. You're not going to want to miss this.
Local Music Mashup is brought to you by Burger King. You rule.
The KUAM Care Force, in partnership with the UOG Center for Island Sustainability, Guam Green Growth, and UOG Sea Grant, is proud to present a series of Sustainability Matters features all Earth Month long, including a special team series on KUM News Hotspot, showcasing sustainable living tips and special programs from Guam Green Growth, useful tips on KUM Digital, awareness messages on the stations of KUAM, weekly roundups of groups in the community contributing to a greener Guam. Plus, from April 11th through 13th, we'll feature comprehensive coverage of the 2023 Conference on Island Sustainability, including live shots from the event on KUM News Hotspot and recaps on KUM TV and digital platforms. Let's make April a catalyst for changing our wasteful and harmful habits and living a sustainable, eco-conscious life.
The most tempting part of your week is guaranteed to be the Subway and Chili's lunchbox hours. Catch it Mondays through Fridays from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. on Breeze 93.9 FM as we bring you the greatest hits of your lifetime from the 70s, 80s, 90s, and the 2000s. So grab yourself a mouth-watering Subway Series Select sandwich or something sizzling and flavorful from Chili's. This lunchbox hour is brought to you by Subway, Eat Fresh, and Chili's, where more life and great value happen here.
All right, everybody, I am going to take Jess Rosario's advice to heart, and I am going to go get some really good lunch. Mike and Daniel and I are going to go grab some chow, and we are going to count our calories just like Jess told us how to do, because we pay attention here on the show, and we appreciate you for doing so too. So that's Hotspot for today on Wednesday. We will see you tomorrow. Remember, we are always live each and every weekday, KUM TV8, YouTube, Facebook, and of course, Peacock. Sign up for Peacock. It's awesome. All right. There you go. See that? Timing.